This one, let's deal with the, if you hold gender critical views or you're posting gender critical views, it means that you are it means that you hate all trans people. You hate them all. You want them to die. Okay, so first up I'm going to put a link to a critical thinking website from which the meme, the picture that I should be showing, and I've referred to in other videos, called 44 Foul Ways to Win an Argument. And it's basically all these like dirty tactics manipulative people will use in order to win arguments. Not even win arguments, like it's kind of like the equivalent, the debating equivalent of like playing really, really dirty pool, like. And I'll put the link to the website that this that page I just showed is sourced from in the description. If you have a read through them, and if you're familiar or used to debating with TRAs and trans cult indoctrinated Tweedle dumbasses, a lot of them will come across as something really, really familiar, because they're frequently used by these dudes in the course of any engagement or interaction with gender critical people, who they brand TERFs as an attempt to silence and demean us, dehumanise us, and to justify and rationalise violence against us. Because that's just the charming way that this other side plays their game. With this whole, by holding gender critical views, it means you hate all trans people. I mean, come on. For a start, that's a classic example of like, it's black and white thinking, you know? It's basically, if you're not embracing our narrative or what we are saying is true, then if you hold a different viewpoint to our truth, then every other truth, you're wrong, you're evil, you're nasty, because every other truth other than ours is evil and wrong and bad. They're not allowing for any kind of critical thought or critical analysis. They're just saying, nah, you don't believe what we believe. If you don't believe what we tell you to believe, then you're evil. So, I mean, when they start throwing this shit out at you, like, there's no point in you even trying to engage in good faith, because they're not going to. The only reason I and many that I know will occasionally continue to engage in the dialogue, so we can show up and highlight the stupidity of their arguments. So we'll keep engaging because they show them up for themselves, you know. So we're just going, okay, now any lurkers that haven't weighed in yet or are still exploring this debate, have a look at this classic example, and that's, you know, that kind of in the hopes that maybe one person will, at least that's working along, will go, and see it for what it is. Or if you were to respond seriously, for a start, how dare they tell you or tell me, like, you know, who I hate and who I don't hate? I mean, if I'm supposed to respect them when they say that they identify as this or that or the other, and I'm meant to treat that as like as sacred, how's their fucking nerve turning around telling me what my emotions are about a certain group of people? Like, I don't hate trans people. Hate's a really strong word. And for me personally, as an emotionally detached personality type, like I'm an INTP, I'm very analytical, etc. I'm not the kind of friend you go to like, you know, vent all your emotions and have a cry out and rah 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 woe is me. You know, I don't like that overly emotional bullshit, man. It irritates me. You know, I'm the one you go to if you want someone to listen to what's going on and then try and give you like possible ways and means to rectify the situation, to fix it, like, you know. But I'm not so good with the woe is me, you know. I'm just like, harden the fuck up. I don't hate anyone, you know. Like, I don't even hate I don't like any of the trans activists, in fact, but I don't actually like. I'm not emotionally invested in them personally enough per se to be hating on them. I save my hatred for the bigger pictures. Like, I hate the TRA movement. I hate the war on women that's been waged. I hate the fact that it's just being allowed to go rampant without people like, you know, the powers that be that I used to have such faith in, checking it and pulling back and holding and saying, hold up a minute, this isn't right. No, I'm just being blown away by the blind eye that governments, etc., are turning. That's That's what's like, you know, and I hate the fact that they're doing that with something. Disagreement's not hate. Having a difference of opinion's not hate. Challenging an opinion that you find problematic is not hate. You know, it's having a difference of opinion. The only issue I have with the trans is that it's with the movement itself and the trans activists that are pushing it. It's just being thrown out at you, you know, it really is. It's just histrionics. It's trying to derail the conversation. It's trying to show you up as being a bad person by throwing slurs and attacking you with ridiculous, you know, accusations, which they always do. Don't hate them, you know. I feel very, very sad and very sorry that so many young girls are being suckered in and indoctrinated to this shit without realising what's going on. But I don't hate those young girls. I sincerely and with every, to the very depth of my being, hope that one day they wake up and see it for what it is. I'll also put a link in the description too, and I think I've put a link to this same article in quite a few of these TRA argument series videos, because it covers like a lot of the dirty debate tactics used, and it's an article by Tom Farr. It's called Left is Abandoning Women. It's longer than that, I can't remember the rest of the title, but it'll be in the description anyway. Well worth a read if you haven't already.